we see after God cursed, God spoke the curse on him, and he said to him, "You will not walk on your legs again." And that confused us because we thought he was a serpent. So did the snake walk on his legs? Or those are the kind of questions going through your mind reading the story. But realizing that he came as an angel, after the curse, God said, "You'll never walk on your legs again. You're gonna be on your belly, and you're gonna eat the dust." And we are dust.
Right.
Dust. We are made from the dust. So he's come to eat us. That was part of the curse. That we've got to wake up because that's what he wants to do. And then
a lot of people assume that's after we die, not that we are actual cosmic dust, carbon, all kinds of things, right?
Well, what are the attacks against us and families? What's bloodline curses?
Yeah.
He's eating at us.
Yeah.
He's eating at families, and he's destroying us. He's
successfully.
Successfully, absolutely. And so when we get to the final battle in Revelation, he becomes the dragon. So can you see how he shapeshifts? And this is the important key that we need to know. We need to know if we see these strange eyes or mouth or nose or ears or whatever we're going to see, be awake and be alert and start praying. That we are prepared to know that this is how we will discern him. He's going to be shapeshifting. So he's going to try and bluff us. He's going to try and pull the wool over our eyes. And we need to be informed. We need to be trained. We have to understand how he will attack. And that you're not crazy. If you see this stuff, you're not crazy. And that's, what the cult is trying to tell you. You're crazy. Mm-hmm. And you need to be locked up. You need medication or whatever. But we're not going to be fooled. We will not be fooled. And I trust that as many people that need to see this common will see it. And that it'll be like you throw a stone into a pond and it just ripples and it just goes all over. And those that need to learn and see this are equipped and trained. All right, so the characteristics of a dragon. We see the first thing is that he's an archangel. And with the name, you spell it two ways. It's Halel with a Y or Hallel, just the Helel, which is the English way of spelling. But you've got the Hebrew way and then the English way. But that's who he is. He is an archangel. This is interesting. We'll share a little bit more around this. And he comes as a priest, as a high priest for the cult, for Satan and all his workers. Just like we have a high priest, and his name is Jesus, Yeshua, who has a breastplate. And on his breastplate, he's got the 12 tribes of Israel. So when he comes to stand in before Almighty God, he's got the breastplate. So he comes as a copycat. Satan comes as a copycat. He's also got a breastplate, but he doesn't have 12 stones. He's only got 9 stones.
Interesting. I never knew that. I wonder which 3 are missing. That's fascinating.
I will show them.
Great. Awesome.
I'm going to show you the scripture, and I'm going to show you what the stones are. But it is just so interesting that there are 3 less than that of the high priest. And so we need to see that. We have to understand that because it is key important for our end time battle. For us to know that we have the victory. That you don't have to run. You don't have to fear. This is what we've got to hold on to. And just print the scripture out as we get to it, that you've got it with you, that you are not afraid. Then he was a worshiper of many instruments. Mm-hmm. He was a worshiper. He was built with all the instruments inside of him, and as he moved, he made music. He was downgraded to Satan when he was cast out of heaven because of his rebellion. And since the beginning of time, in Genesis 1, verse 2, now this is called the whole thing around the gap theory. So in Genesis 1:1, we see God creates everything beautiful. Creation is perfect. Everything is beautiful. But then verse 2 comes, and it says, it was void. It was chaos. And you just thinking from verse 1 to verse 2, there's a gap, and they call it the gap theory. And there's a huge jump, that something huge happened between Genesis 1:1 and Genesis 1:2. And it has to do with Satan. It has to do with the dragon who brings chaos into this world. Because when God comes and he creates, it's order. It's 100% in order. It is perfect. But the minute the dragon comes onto the scene, it's chaos. And so we need to understand the characteristics of the dragon is chaos. So he has many names. Just like God has many names, and his names describe his character. So he's Shalom, Yahweh Shalom, Yahweh Elohim. All those names is part of his character, describes to us who our God is. What is his character? How can we learn to love him for who he is? When you look at his names, there are so many names. And Satan has gone and made a copycat, and he's stolen names, and he's named himself. So it's still the same dragon. We've got Tannin, or Tiamat, or Leviathan. So those are the names already that he's given himself in Isaiah 27, verse 1. Also, he's either male or female. It doesn't matter. He can also come. So Lucifer is many times as a female, comes as a female. So he's male, female, so he's goddess of the salt sea, which is the chaos of creation, the dragon. Tiamat comes from the Hebrew word tahom, which means deep darkness on the face of the earth. So, his name describes his character. He is deep darkness. Many times we test for witchcraft. What sort of witchcraft are we dealing with? And we get deep, dark witchcraft. Then we know we're dealing with the dragon's witchcraft. So you get to know who you're dealing with, so that the fear goes. Because if you've got fear, faith also goes. So you need to be strong. You need to know and discern. You need to be trained. Who is our enemy? And so this is Tiamat, a very well-known dragon of the sea. Also one that it's the Ouroboros, which is this snake that bites his tail. So it's a circle. So Tiamat encircles the earth and bites the tail. So it becomes an infinity. So this dragon has taken the earth and declared an infinity curse over the earth. In other words, I'm here to stay. I'm here for keeps. But we know it's not true. But this is how hard the dragon has fought to come against everything that God has put upon this earth. Everything that is godlike, that is spoken in his word, everything is under attack.